What if I told you that the one thing you've been praying for God to take away is actually the exact tool He plans to use to change the world? Your deepest insecurity isn't a barrier to your calling. It is the entry point for a power you can't imagine. Stop trying to hide your cracks, because that is where the light finally gets in.
Peter loved Jesus with all his heart. When everyone else was afraid, Peter boldly declared, "Even if everyone else leaves you, I never will." He truly believed it. But only a few hours later, standing beside a small fire in the courtyard, everything changed. 3 different people recognized him. 3 different times Peter denied even knowing Jesus. "I don't know the man." Imagine the shame. The disciple who promised unwavering loyalty became the one remembered for denying his Savior.
When the rooster crowed, Peter immediately remembered Jesus' words. The Bible tells us he went away and wept bitterly. Peter wasn't just grieving his failure. He believed he had destroyed his purpose forever. But after Jesus rose from the dead, he didn't replace Peter. He restored him. On the shore of Galilee, Jesus asked Peter 3 times, "Do you love me?" Not to humiliate him, but to heal the 3 denials that had broken his heart. Then Jesus gave him an incredible assignment.
Feed my sheep. Why Peter? Because the man who had experienced overwhelming failure would now understand how to restore people who failed. His deepest wound became the source of his greatest compassion. Only weeks later, this same Peter stood before thousands on the day of Pentecost. The man who once trembled before a servant girl now boldly proclaimed Christ before an entire crowd. About 3,000 people believed that day.
What changed? Peter had finally stopped trusting his own strength. He had learned to depend completely on God's grace. That is often how God works. Moses stuttered. Gideon felt insignificant. Paul lived with a persistent weakness he begged God to remove. Yet God answered, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness."
Your cracks are not proof that God cannot use you. Sometimes they are the very places where His light shines the brightest. The world doesn't need people pretending to be perfect. It needs people whose brokenness has been transformed by God's grace. So don't spend your life hiding your scars. Let God use them to point someone else to hope. Because your greatest weakness may become the strongest evidence of His power.
If this message encouraged your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who feels like their past has disqualified them. It could be the reminder they need today. Subscribe to Bible Made Easy for more inspiring Bible stories that reveal God's truth, His grace, and His purpose for your life. And before you go, leave a comment below. Tell us one area where you've seen God bring strength out of weakness. Or simply write, "God's power is made perfect in my weakness." Your words may become the encouragement someone else has been praying to hear. God bless you. And remember, your weakness does not define your future. In God's hands, it can become the very place where His glory shines the brightest.